Hey, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to look at the settings.py file under the project. So you can see we created this project and we had created this apps, the accounts, the blog, and the pages. What we're now going to do is we're going to just take a brisk overview of the settings file and see what options are there in the settings. So every Django project comes with this file out of the box, right? This settings.py file. The first thing you do is it imports the operating system library in Python. It sets what the base directory is. That's this one. It creates this as a base directory. So you can just, let me show you what it is. Let's print that out. Base directory. If you run, you can see he created, okay, the base directory is create simple blog using Django, right? Cool. Anyways, you can delete this, you can leave it there, it doesn't matter. The secret key. This is a very important key which should not be exposed to the public. So it's used for signing certain forms and for, cryptographic hashing of some of your form data and things like that. So ideally, you want this to be an environment variable when you do go for deployment. But in this series, we're just going to leave it at that because the idea of this series is for you to just know how to, develop a very simple Django application. But when you do get to deploying it on a live server, you'd want to change this for sure. This option, debug equals true. It's good when it's equals to true for development purposes. So this debug equals true. What happens is while you're making your Django updates or you're developing your Django application, you want, so you've definitely run into errors and you want to be able to see the error in a web browser. So that's what this option does. But you do not want to run this. You want to change this to false for production. So let me just type that. Change to debug equals false in a production environment. Okay. Allowed hosts. This is a list of the host address that the application can run on. So since we're just doing development right now, it's fine if it's an empty list. But if you do, when in production, let me show you what's this way. Change to list of allowed domain names. So for example, if your domain name is example.com, you just do www.example.com and you're going to change it in here. So those are one of the few things you change, during the deployment, putting it into the production environment. The installed apps, this is a list of the apps which are installed in Django. Now you'd see we just added these three, but these ones, all these other applications were added by default when we ran the Django start project command. Okay, so for example, if you do add more apps in your Django project, then you'll want to come add it to the installed apps list. Middleware, we're not going to be going over this in this tutorial. Well, what it is, it just shows a list of the middleware functionalities or middleware applications that come by default in Django. You can also add more to that, but we won't be doing that in this series. Root URL configuration. So this is a string which specifies where the root URLs file will be. So if you go on that blog project, you can see this file, urls.py. So this is what is being addressed here. So the root URL config, what it does is it points to this URL file in the project folder. This is also very important because all the URLs in your blog, your accounts, your pages will be built off of the URL in the projects folder. For templates, this is a list of the templates, a list of dictionary of the templates. I usually don't change this. I'm not going to change this for this project. This just shows where the web gateway application is. Now, this is a dictionary of the databases which we'll be using this project. So we're going to use the default database. So as you can see, because it's a dictionary, you can also add more databases for your project, but we won't be doing that here. This is a list of the password validators which come pre-shaped with Django. You can add more to this. The language code, this is where you can set what language you want the site to be rendered in, and this is want to be rendered in English, US version. The time zone, you can change the time zone here, so this is set to the UTC time zone. This is an option for whether you want to use internationalization. Wow, that's a long word. If you want to use internationalization in this project, you can set it to true here. And what this does is it helps in the translation of your web application to different languages. This is use local time zone, and this set to true because it's using the local time zone that you're in. You can change to false if you want, and this is also use time zone, and this is just a folder for where the static files can be. So we are done with this one. We've gone over the settings file. You can check out the Django documentation as well to get a better understanding of what all this is. And we're going to end this video here. Thank you.